honored to have Amie and Jaida Burke here from Kids Care to talk more about their organization. This is an organization that we've supported for a few years. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you
for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about what is Kids Care and what do y'all do?
Well, Kids Care is a service learning nonprofit, so kids can learn about doing service learning and know that it's good and it's fun too.
When was it started?
A few years ago. How many years ago was it?
And how old were you? You were
8. I was 8.
Yes.
Okay. So how old are you now?
13.
So that's 5 years. And whose idea was this?
Mine.
That's awesome. So you were an 8-year-old little girl and you were like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I just wanted
what
to.
What inspired you to do it?
Wanted to get a group of friends together and do nice things for people.
That's awesome. And obviously you as the mom supported it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So what was the original plan when you started doing this work? And tell us that, and then what has it evolved into?
Yeah, so I think, so Jaida we were doing a homeschool assignment because I was homeschooling her at the time, which was also her idea. But I was homeschooling her and I had asked her to make an acrostic poem and she chose the word kids and she had it done in about 2 minutes. And do you want to tell them what it stands for?
It stands for kindness and doing service. And then later on we added care, which stands for connecting and respecting everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah, so when she had said kindness and doing service, and we were driving at the time, and I literally stopped the car and was like, what does that mean to you? And I got out and got in the back seat because she was in the back seat at the time, and I was like, where did this come from? And she was like, I just want to do nice things for people, but we want to do it, kids want to do it the way kids want to do it. And I gave her a high five and I was like, let's do it. And as a homeschool group, we got our friends together and we asked people to help us with our first service project, which is what Jaida wanted to do, was get books for other people. So we asked around the neighborhood and we asked the general public, can we please have your used books, your gently used books? And then we donated those to 4 local nonprofits and we got over 1,000 books.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and it was really impressive to watch my 8-year-old work so hard at this on her own accord, because it was like, I remember it being like late summer and I thought, okay, surely the kid wants to go outside and play. And surely she did not. She wanted to go knock on doors and ask the neighbors for books, and she wanted to talk to people and was like, I need these books. And I was like, don't you want to watch TV or something? And no, I just want to go get these books. And I was like, okay, this kid's got to drive. She's got to drive, and I'm going to honor that. And so when we got done with that service, all of the local people that had helped us with that, the parents and the kids, were like, what's next? What's next? And that's when I was like, oh, yeah, this is a thing that needs to live.
So when you originally came up with this idea, Jaida, did you think this was going to be like a one-time thing doing this service project, or did you plan for it to go on?
Yeah, I wanted it to go on, and I didn't know how far it was going to go. It was just kind of an idea, but I'm so happy it sprouted.
So fast forward 5 years. What are y'all doing now? I mean, what's like your big things that y'all are doing from a service standpoint?
Well, we have a backpack drive this Saturday, July 29th. And last year, how many backpacks did we get?
Last year we got 336 backpacks.
Yeah, wow. And
these are for like any particular grade of students that y'all are giving them away to? Or?
It's pre-K through high school.
All right.
And we separate them, they're fully packed, and they have everything they need.
And the students who receive these, are these all in Cobb County? Are they in different counties?
We try to keep them in Cobb County, but it may or may not expand throughout when we're doing it.
All right. So whenever y'all are giving those book bags away as part of the drive, what's going on this Saturday? Is this something that y'all are like giving them there or distributing them? Tell us about that.
So we're collecting them and then we'll kind of sort through them, and volunteers will pack them while we're there. And then we'll give them to different nonprofits and they'll distribute them to the kids.
Got it. Okay, so the kids don't actually come to the facility and get them. Y'all distribute these through nonprofits.
Yes.
And what are some of the nonprofits that are distributing these book bags?
Yeah, Surf Amelia in Kennesaw. We've donated to them for 3 years in a row. Live Safe Resources is in Marietta, and all of these nonprofits make me smile so big as I'm gonna talk about them, but they're all doing amazing things for the community. So Surf Amelia, Live Safe Resources, the Center for Family Resources, the Center for Children and Young Adults, which houses up to 40 homeless children, and Simple Needs of Georgia, which works with homeless people. And there's also Communities in Schools, who's going to be, they can receive up to hundreds and hundreds of donations, and they reach the students directly.
What's your goal for this year in terms of book bags to give away?
Well, originally my friend set a goal of 750, but I don't think we're gonna get there quite yet, so maybe 400.
Okay. How much does one book bag with everything in it cost?
It kind of varies depending on when you buy it and where you buy it.
And let me ask you this, is this something where people are already delivering the full donated items to you with the book bag and the items? Or are they just donating a bunch of stuff and then you all decide what goes in there?
It's a little bit of both. We usually, if they give us a packed backpack, we'll take it apart and then put everything that is on our sheet in it. But people do usually just give us like a full bag of crayons or like markers, paper, everything.
Yeah, some people tend to be drawn towards a particular item, whether it's all backpacks or it's like, I'm the highlighter person. I like highlighters. I think kids should have highlighters. And we get, a box of 100 highlighters. So as Jaida was saying, our volunteers this weekend on Saturday, from 9 to 2 is a public drop-off. So we asked, and we've been promoting for the public to drive by and drop off. We'll have volunteers there who will get the donations out of the vehicles, bring them in. And then we have all kinds of volunteers come, and it's one of our bigger volunteer events of the year, and the kids love it. It's really awesome because kids of every age can join us and do it. And so the kids and the parents and even adults just coming by themselves and singles come and they help us count and sort and organize. And then we've got 2 awesome lead volunteers who do this amazing tape job on the floor. And they set up this grid system and they like line everything up and they're like, okay, go. And then the volunteers pack these bags. And that's a lot of bags to pack.
Sure.
And it's a lot of, as you were asking about the materials that are in them, there's probably 12 to 15, 20 different items that go into that. And it's all of the supplies that we can get our hands on. So it's a variety of school supplies in each bag, and as Jaida mentioned, it's pre-K and K, elementary, middle, and high school. So in the last 2 years altogether, with the help of the Cobb County Police Department, who we collaborate with, we've given 619 bags to students in Cobb County, and that is through the nonprofits.
Tell us where people can go and what times they should go to donate items this Saturday.
Would you like to? You want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. This Saturday, Kids Care and the Cobb County Police Department will be at the Cobb Civic Center on South Marietta Parkway from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we will be receiving donations, and then our volunteers will take the donations and we'll get them counted, we'll get it packed, and then we will deliver next week to the nonprofits who already have families on lists that are waiting to receive the donations.
And what are the types of things that are really needed? Like, what's the biggest need? Is it, for example, could people come by and drop off gift cards for y'all to go and buy stuff to pack more backpacks? Is it money? Is it items? And what are those items?
Well, the items that we don't get very much of are like rulers, scientific calculators, tissue boxes, that kind of thing. Even USB drives, which you guys donated last year, which was great. And then we also take monetary donations, and we can go buy stuff after the event, and then we'll add it to our big pile.
Yeah, the monetary donations help a lot in the aspect that then I can purchase by bulk and we get a discount price. And that is really great because I found a great wholesaler that I can purchase bulk through, and that helps us save a lot of money.
Have y'all figured out like what the kind of range is for what a book bag costs with the stuff in it? Is this something that's like $20, $50? Because a lot of people listening may not have any clue. And so when they're thinking about ways to give, that may be a way that they can kind of quantify, okay, I'm donating this is going to get X number of kids book bags with materials in it.
Right, and that's a great point. And I've got a volunteer that's working on that for me right now. And you had asked me that question the other day, and I had another person ask me, and I was like, why don't I have that number in hand? And
well, I don't even know what a book bag costs. I should know
they're
because I have
expensive.
Kids, but my daughter's had like a Baby Yoda backpack for a while, so she just uses that one.
I know it's several $100s per family to supply kids with backpacks.
Wow.
It's several $100s.
Wow. Okay.
And on top of the importance, and that's the main goal of getting these kids the ability to take these backpacks with the supplies and give them the tools they need to succeed and have the confidence with that. On top of that is teachers actually pay out of pocket, oftentimes when the kids show up and they don't have what they need, teachers end up filling that gap. And I read from a Forbes article the other day that teachers pay up almost to $800 a year out of their own pocket just to fill in that gap. So the more we can help fill in the gap to help with the teachers and the students, I think that's pretty amazing.
So this is a great event y'all are doing, and is this kind of your signature event, like the big thing that y'all are doing for the public is the book bag drive?
It is right now, yeah. We've been doing it. This is our 3rd year, I believe.
Yeah.
What other events or projects do y'all either plan to do or have in the works that y'all are actually working on right now?
We have Drops of Comfort and Care coming up in September, and we're making tie blankets and we're going to collect fidget toys and like beanies for kids that are sick.
Oh, that's excellent. So we have a few guests here. There's some turtles hanging out on the table. Tell us a little bit about these guys. Who are the turtles we have joining us?
This is Jimmy.
Jimmy, and Jimmy, just in case everybody sees, Jimmy has a leg injury, so I did not represent Jimmy for his mangled leg.
We should have come to you.
Yes, Jimmy, I could have helped you.
In the future, we will know.
Who's this little guy?
Jimmy Jr.
Okay, Jimmy Jr., so that must be Jimmy's son.
Yes.
Okay, and what do we have here with the stuffed turtle?
We don't know what his name is, but my friend Malia made him when we were doing Project Straw Over, and it says, "Don't use the straws, be the solution, not the pollution."
Excellent. So this little guy was created for pollution awareness, right?
Yes.
All right. And do we know how Jimmy lost his leg?
We do not.
Okay, well.
It was just missing one day, and I think it was probably my dog.
Oh, no.
Your dog.
Yeah,
I missed that.
What kind of dog do you have?
We have a lab. He
That's
doesn't know how
probably
big
the lab.
his tail is, and he probably knocked him off the
Oh,
table.
yeah. I was thinking more of like he bit it. I'm like, look like the guy.
No.
And it looks like he's had another leg injury.
Yeah.
And
He
it's
has.
been glued on.
Yeah, we did find that leg.
Okay. Well, you can get like a 3D printer and make the other leg. And
Yeah.
We could.
that could be the next initiative you have.
It
Yeah.
could
Your
be.
service
It
project
could
will
be.
be get Jimmy a leg.
Yeah. He needs a prosthetic leg.
Yes, get
We
Jimmy
need
a
a
prosthetic leg.
GoFundMe for Jimmy.
Yes. We'll do a GoFundMe. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what you have here in your lab. You've got more, I see more turtles. Is that
Yes,
kind
more
of
turtles.
the mascot of Kids Care?
It is. So my mom's friend Marty drew what we decided to name Marty the turtle. And then I colored him in, and this little star here is Georgia.
Okay.
And I made it when we first started for Project Straw Over, and we made a bunch of t-shirts.
And Project Straw Over was something that Jaida wanted to do. She said she was determined to go to Marietta Square and tell people to stop using straws, plastic straws, and offer them. And I was like, well, you can tell them that, but you have to offer them a solution as well. And then she was like, okay, well, be the solution, not the pollution. How about these? And then we had some alternative straws that people had donated, some bigger companies like Hay Straws and Aardvark Straws, which are reusable straws. So we did on March 17th on St. Patrick's Day, took her down there, and for hours this girl hit the pavement talking to people and going into restaurants and saying, excuse me, did you know that these hurt the turtles? So yeah, it was cute, and that just really stuck with us.
And what are these? Are these stickers or
They're
sew-on
patches.
to show,
And,
to sew on? Okay.
We don't sell them, but we give them out to kids that make it to a certain amount of events, or they're our regulars and they stay, and we're working on developing something new to give them out because
Yeah.
they just keep coming.
Yeah, so after so many service hours, when the kids volunteer, because we're all about the kids, and after so many hours of them serving, we like to kind of just give them a little incentive and say thank you. And this is one of the harder ones to reach, is it's called Earth Heroes Activated is what it says. And it's really awesome because they get all excited because they are Earth Heroes in our eyes, because we do a lot of litter pickups. You were asking earlier, what are some of the other things we do? Environmental awareness is important to Jaida, which means it's important to me. So we try to teach our kids about the environment, and we're not trying to push hard on anybody. You know, there's a lot going on in this world, but just a little knowledge on what is going on a basic level for environmental awareness.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of litter pickups around in different parks, and we call them park pickups and plays. So we go and we set up, and we have a bunch of litter pickers that were donated to us from Keep Cobb Beautiful. They are big friends of ours, and we pick up the litter, and then we talk about it. I'll pick a topic and we talk about it, and then the kids have pizza and then they play. And they love it. So when we get to call them Earth Heroes, because they are, because once you start picking up trash, you can't not see it after that.
You got the trash eye.
You see it everywhere.
We say we got the trash eye. We see it, yeah, and we see those straws everywhere.
It's like me as a lawyer. I see like liability issues everywhere.
There you go.
Like, danger! Like they're gonna get sued for that.
Exactly.
So we've talked about all the great projects y'all are doing, and you mentioned earlier it's a kids service organization. So this is not only doing good in the community with the projects that you're doing, but it's also instilling this idea into children, so that they have kind of a heart for service. Tell us about that part of the program and how rewarding that is.
You know, one of the things, the first thing that pops to my mind is we were at an event, and I can't remember what event it was, but I had this kid come up to me and say, I think it actually was the last backpack drive, and said, you know, tugging on me, and they're like, excuse me, Miss Amie. And I was like, yeah, what is it, buddy? And they're like, this is the best day of my life. I didn't know it could feel so good to help other people. And I was just like, okay, all that stress from planning this. Yeah, all that stress just melted away, and I was like, done. The job is done. Like, if I reach one kid, that's already enough. But we actually have over 100 families signed up for our regular email newsletters and to participate in volunteers. And those are families that have anywhere from 1 to 5 kids. So we get quite a few kids throughout the year. We're very low pressure. We're not like you have to come every single week, or we generally meet once a month where sometimes the service is big and sometimes it's small. And if you can make it, you can make it. And it's not a pressured thing. And we always ask that you show up with your full heart, because that's when you're going to learn the most from it, you're going to give the most, and it's going to radiate the most love out into the world. So that's what we ask the kids, to show up fully, and they do, and it's amazing. And the one thing, I just want to add this too, one thing is so cool about when we get together, we have once, maybe twice a year, we have a youth planning session where we ask the kids to come and bring their big ideas. So bring your big ideas to us. And we collaborate and we write them on the board. The kids write them on the board, and we write all the big wishes on how they want to give back. And who is it? Is it animals? Is it people? How is it? And that is pretty fabulous to me, that they all come together and they come up with their ideas. And then we turn those into the service projects. So throughout the year, I also get to teach them vision. And so, okay, we got these ideas. Now how do we make that happen? And because we're not at like an official school program or anything, I only see the kids once a month. I have to make sure that I continually stitch it together for them. But it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat, and I'd like to hear what Jaida has to say about it too.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was we do these park pickups like we just said, and there's this little girl named CJ. And when we were doing it, there was must have been a party because there was confetti everywhere, and her mom was taking a video of her, and she was like, "No more confetti in the park," and it was so cute. And
Yeah.
she's
5
She's
now?
5 now, but she was 3 then.
Yeah, so some families we've had with us for a while now, and the kids are growing and they're used to serving now. And I think it's pretty neat starting at such a young age. One of the things about Kids Care is we're trying to break down the door on how young kids can be to start to serve. Because if you try to go into the public and serve, a lot of times there's a minimum age, 11 to 14. You got to be 14 to serve. You got to be 11 to serve. And I'm like, come on, these kids can do it. They can do it. And unless there's a safety issue, there's always, from my perspective, something the kids can do, whether it's breaking down a box, whether it's waving to the cars, pulling up, there's always something. And then that instills such pride in them. And doing anything good for all of us, for adults as well, it just helps feel good. It relieves any anxiety. This world can be very hard, but if you stay focused on the positive and you stay focused on helping others, it feels good, feels better, and then that radiates out, and then it just ripples out to other people, and they feel good, and it just ripples out, and that's the beauty, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. So anybody watching this video or listening, how can they learn more about your organization?
You're better with this part than I am, too.
Sure. You can go to our website, which is www.kids-care2018.org. that's our website, and all of our info is on there.
Excellent, and we'll have it up on the video as well. When this
Yes,
is
and
live.
I'd like to say one more thing. Our
Absolutely.
kind of our motto is creating kindness. It's on the back of our t-shirts, our volunteer t-shirts, and we just want to really inspire more people to take time to create kindness. That's really what it all boiled down to when Jaida came at me with that idea when she was 8 years old. Was she was just trying to be kind, and I just want to continue to honor that and to allow that to grow.
Excellent. Well, it's a great message, and y'all are doing great work. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
And
coming.
well, we gotta, before we completely finish, we just gotta say thank you to you, because
Thank
for
you.
the last 3 years you have supported us. Our first year doing the backpack drive was in 2021. And we were just kind of new at it, but we were partnering with the Cobb County Police Department, and we came and we asked you guys, and you guys were willing to help, which is really awesome that you're like, sure, we'll help out when we don't know you or what you're doing. And I'm sure you guys looked into us and kind of saw what we were doing.
I have
but
a hard time saying no. So it's really that.
yeah, well, we appreciate that you trusted us, and you were like, okay, yeah, we'll put our support behind you. And you did, and we had a successful year that year with over 200 bags brought in, and last year, same thing. And you've been very generous with your donations, and they're impactful, and we appreciate that. So this year is same thing. So last year we had 336, this year we don't know what we're
We're
gonna
gonna do
get.
750. We're gonna get 750. We will make sure it happens.
750.
We're gonna make sure it
Awesome.
happens. Jaida.
Even if it's the overall bags we've collected in the past
Everything,
3
you're gonna
years,
get
it's
seven-
gotta
no,
be.
You're gonna
Yeah.
get 750 this year. I know. We'll get it.
We're
We'll
gonna
get it done.
try.
We'll get it done.
That kid that had the idea to have the backpack drive 3 years ago, I said to her this year, she was helping make your box out here. And I was like, hey, do you remember when we were doing our big board and you said, I just want my peers to have the same school supplies I do? I was like, guess what? 3 years later, we've given over 600 backpacks. I was like, how's that make you feel, Madison? And she was like, oh my gosh, that was me? That was my idea? She had already forgotten about the idea. And then she was like, oh, it feels really good.
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, we will make sure that you get to 750 this year. Okay.
Aw,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Excellent.
Thank
All right.
you so
Thank y'all
much.
for coming.
Thanks for your time
Thank
and all
you.
your
Really
support.
appreciate it.